Okay, we need to run a little experiment here before we get into the lesson. The lesson's not hard. You guys will be fine with it. Okay. I want you to graph these two equations on the same plane. You got y and x, and the y is by itself, both equations. Okay. So, MB, so that means we have our slope and the y-int right there. Okay. So slope is 1 over 2. And the y-int is going to be -3. Hey, do me a favor on this one, keep it +3, please. Okay, on that second one, put +3. So on the y-axis, you need to go to -3. So 0, -1, -2, -3. And from that point, we go up and forward. So up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. Okay, now on the same graph, do the other one. Okay, MB. So this time the slope is 1 over 2, and the y-intercept is +3. So now you go up 1, 2, 3, but we're still going to go up 1, forward 2. Okay, to the right 2. Up 1, 2 to the right. Up 1, 2 to the right. Now these lines are never going to cross. Okay, they follow the same path, just one started ahead of the other. Okay, that is a term for that. It's called parallel. P-A-R-A-L-L-E-L. Parallel lines. Okay. Now I'll show again how parallel lines work. Now there's a reason these are parallel, because the slopes are the same. Okay, the y-intercepts are different. We started them in different places, but the slopes were the same. And every time that happens, they're going to be parallel. Okay, y is by itself, so you got your MB. So for this one, the slope would be -2. You always want the slope to be a fraction, so over 1. And then the y-intercept is +4. So on y, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from there we move down 2, because it's -1 to the right. Okay. Okay, now on the other one, MB, so slope would be -2. And the y-intercept would be -2, but we need a 1 under that, so we'd start at -2, and then from there we go down 2, forward 1. Okay, so then you take your ruler, and again, those are parallel. Why did they end up parallel? Because the slopes are exactly the same. Okay. Now I'm going to look at a word problem. You're not doing word problems on this, but I want to look at this. Tom has $400 in his account. He'll be saving $50 per week. Bob has $600 in his account. He's going to be saving $50 per week. I just want you to make two tables. That's all I want you to do. XY, XY. So dollars is Y, weeks is X. And the same thing here, because X is our time unit. So if I do the whole 0, 1, 2 thing, let's do Tom first. He started with 400, and then every week we add $50. So plus 50, 450, plus 50, 500, and he would keep going. 550, 600, 650, 700. Now this other guy, Bob, he has $600 to start with, and he's saving $50 a week. So it's going to be 650, 700. Now, will these accounts ever have the same amount of money? Well, this guy started with 400, he started at 600, and both of them we add 50 every time. If we keep doing that, there's no way they end up the same. This guy's always going to have more money, okay? So those are parallel. So the answer is no. They will never cross, okay? This guy's always going to be ahead or higher than this guy, like a parallel line would be. So what you're doing today is you're writing, I got 4 examples. you're writing an equation in slope-intercept form of a line that passes through the given point and is parallel to the graph of the given equation. So you're to write an equation in y equals blank x plus blank form, MB, and you got to find your M and B. Now let me explain how you're going to be doing that. Parallel. The word parallel means the M, because M is the slope. The M's have to be the same, so put same M. Anytime we see the word parallel, the M's have to be the same. So this equation here that I was given, the y is by itself, okay? So this is my M, this is my B. I don't care about what the B is, okay? But the M, my M here has to be the same as this one, okay? Because these are two equations we're comparing, okay? For them to be parallel, the M's have to be the same. So M is 3 here, M has to be 3 in the one I'm writing. Now our B's have to be different, so I don't care about their B. So to find B, I do y equals M times x plus B, and the M is 3. And then that's my xy solution to put in. So 3 is y, and then times 1. So same song and dance, B plus, and 3 times 1 is 3. We minus 3, minus 3. It's going to be 0, 0 equals B. There's your equation. Y equals 3x plus 0. Okay, next one. Parallel to y equals negative x minus 2, put a 1 there, through 2, negative 2. So y equals blank x plus blank, M, B. So I have to find the M and the B. Now the word parallel means I have to have the same, means the M's have to be the same. So this equation I'm writing and this equation here have to have the same M. Well, y is by itself, so I know M right away. They have different B's, so I don't care about what their B is, but if their M is negative 1, rest assured mine has to be a negative 1 to match it, okay? Same M. They should have matching M's, but they will have different B's. So B, y equals M times x plus B. So the M, negative 1, and then negative 2 is y, and then positive 2 is x. So B plus negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. So then you add 2 to both sides. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. I don't always get 0. It's just happened that way so far. Okay, so if I graph this and this, we'd start this at negative 2, go down 1, right 1, and this would start at 0, go down 1, right 1. They would be parallel. Okay, next one. Parallel to y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 6 through 2, negative 1. So, MB. Okay, so M's the slope, B's the y-intercept. Now, how are we going to find M? Well, if it says parallel, I have to have the same M in my equation that this equation has. So y is by itself in that equation. If y wasn't by itself, you'd have to get it by itself, but fortunately in this assignment it is. So MB, I don't care about their B. I'll have a different B, but my M has to match that M. So negative 3 halves, negative 3 over 2. Then B, y equals M times x plus B. So the M is negative 3 over 2. And then negative 1 is y, and then 2 is x. So B plus, and we take negative 3, ABC2 times 2, that's negative 3. And we add 3 to both sides. Negative 1 plus 3 is 2, 2 equals B, so you put 2 up there, and that's your answer. Okay, now this one's a little bit harder. Alright, so I didn't put any like this on the assignment, but you got a little problem. It should say parallel, sorry I didn't put that. Okay, you got a little problem. The y is not by itself. Okay, so you don't know what your m is supposed to be because you don't know the m in the original equation. So you want to drop that down and go to your process of getting the y by itself. It's positive, so you don't have to change the signs, but you need to minus your 6x, make a 0x, and subtract 6x from there. So 2 dot y. Put your x first, so it'd be negative 6x plus the 10. Now I divide everything by 2. So y equals negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. And that's 5. So now I know what the m is now that the y has been isolated by itself. So the m is negative 3. I don't care what the b is, but my m has to match it. Then b, y equals m times x plus b. So the m is the negative 3. Then negative 7 goes in for y, negative 2 in for x, and we're in like Flint. So b plus negative 3 times negative 2 is 6, minus the 6. Negative 7 minus 6 is negative 13. Okay. So I think on all the assignment problems, the y is by itself, so you won't have to worry about having to rearrange.